Think of a location 27 kilometres away.
Unknown, unseen, we live underneath the radar.
Then imagine that location is a 10 centimetre painted white line on one of the fastest racetracks in the world. You begin a race against your fiercest competitor, with both of you starting at exactly the same spot. At the end of it, one of you will get there first.
Let's have a look at the grid as they come around the last couple of corners to line up.
And the difference between winning and not
So you said Jamie Westaway and Campbell, the two men at the top of the standings.
This actually happened right here at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit last year.
It's the 888 Home Loans Porsche 944 Challenge. They're out there on the circuit, see them all getting the heat into the brakes.
This is the story of the closest ever finish in the 23-year history of the Porsche 944 Championships.
I didn't know who won. Yeah, when we crossed the line, I didn't know who won.
And right now you want to see the start of the Porsche 944 Challenge, and away we go. Fairly even start between Westaway and Campbell.
As the two went nose to tail for the race, what's even more amazing, and what many may not realise is, whilst it may all look cool, calm and collected, the track is rated as having the fastest average speed of any circuit on the world's MotoGP calendar, and combines corners like Hayshift, which in these cars has an approach speed of 180 kilometres per hour. The blind corner of Lukey Heights and MG, which stares straight into the afternoon sun. Turn 12, the sweeping left-hander, which also has an exit speed of 180 kilometres per hour, which leads on to Gardner Straight. And then turn 1, which has an entry speed of just under 230 kilometres per hour.
Next in turn number 2. As you said, both cars, both drivers behind the wheels of these cars.
So I remember the last, I can only remember the last section of the race, to be honest, where I've retaken the lead.
The first year not running the number 1 on the car, and these two I think are going to go toe to toe.
And I basically got the lead on the last lap of the race. I figured it's pretty much done. There's nowhere else that he can really pass me on this last lap.
Because we've only got 1 lap to go. Now, if the move's going to happen somewhere he can, where do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be down at turn 4?
Well, if it were me, it'd be turn 4. However, to be honest with you, Cam's a much better driver than I am. I reckon he could be doing it even down into MG.
Up the hill they go for the final time.
I figured I've come around Lukey Heights, and I think that's where I've dropped it in MG.
Bella still right in the wheel tracks here. Now here comes the next part of the course. What you suggested here, Ken, might be up at MG would be probably the final opportunity, I think, for him to have a go.
Whoa,
big
he's done it. I reckon he's got it.
And he's gone around onto the inside of me. I've locked up the inside right, going into MG.
I think he has too. I think that little slide job there from Jamie Westaway was just enough for Bella to seize the opportunity.
And he's gone through the inside of me, and I've gone, wow, I've really fucked it up. Like that's bad. That's really bad.
And over and done with. Although Bella's a little bit deep here into MG.
I sort of had a flashback moment actually too. In Formula Ford, I had a similar sort of incident where I locked up the inside right in the last lap and lost in the draft battle to the finish line, where I was in front on the straight, but coming through on this time, Cam was ahead of me, going through the second last corner at Phillip Island, so I just decided, all right, let's tuck in as much as I possibly can.
I think you'd be right, because there's no way around. You run blocked and then you can't get past in the straight, although Jamie's fairly good.
Yep. Keep right underneath his bumper as much as I possibly can, and as we approached, I mean, just after the final corner, I feel like that's when I was starting to really creep up.
You've got to get a good run out of turn 11 to really have any shot down here at turn 12, and he hasn't been able to do it, so late mistake from Jamie Westaway.
So with the slightest of adjustment of my steering, move it into the inside of him.
On the run up the hill through Hayshed is going to give the race win here to Campbell.
Yeah, just kept it as tucked in as close as I possibly can to him without hitting him. So I got as much side draft as I could, and just kept it floored. Couldn't lift, just committed to it and sort of crossed my fingers.
Be munching it at the flag. Oh, well, hang on a minute.
I didn't know who won.
Yeah, when we crossed the line, I didn't know who won. We sort of looked at each other, just went, yeah, great race, but didn't know who actually won.
Don't know who did it.
It's been given to Westaway. I was with you. I thought it was over.
So did I.
I thought it was over and done and dusted, but a sensational run off the final corner from Jamie Westaway steals it at the line by about a 16th of an inch.
Yep.
It was sort of only afterwards that we got caught up to the timing shed, and yeah, had a photo to show us, and that was it.
And tell me that wasn't Formula Ford experience.
That was probably Formula Ford experience. I think you're right, coming to the fore there for Jamie Westaway.
Me and Jamie both ran up to the tower afterwards to have a look at the photo finish, and he got it done, and yeah, it was a bit of a shame, but it was a great race, and right to the finish.
What a steal.
What a brilliant job from both drivers, and not a mark on either car.
Not a mark on either car.
I think that's why we're here, you know, we love to battle, and close racing is what we come here for. Jamie is a fair and great racer, and so I enjoy racing with him. I enjoy racing with the other guys too, as long as it's clean and fair. And yeah, that's just what we hope for.
Now, I don't think either of them would know who won that. They're probably not going to have to wait until they get back to the pits to find out.
Yeah, it's a bloody iconic photo as well. It's fantastic, eh? I was stoked to win that one, to be honest. That's probably one of my favourite wins. It was a great race regardless, despite the result, but yeah, it was awesome.
And if you don't think motorsport is a game of inches, think about this. After those 27 kilometres, to within 1,000th of a second, both drivers recorded exactly the same time.